Oye, is that the new Samsung Galaxy S7?
Yeah, I got it for $0 down on AT&T Next. Plus, it takes amazing pictures. Oops. Don't worry, it's a water-resistant Samsung Galaxy S7.
You can get the new Samsung Galaxy S7 for $0 down on AT&T Next, too. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Requires well-qualified credit, installment agreement, and service. Balance due if service canceled. Taxes, activation, or upgrade, and other fees, charges, and restrictions apply. Water-resistant up to 5 feet for up to 30 minutes. Rinse residue, wipe dry. Visit att.com/next for details.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good evening, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another spontaneous edition of True Conservative Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank you for tuning in with me. It is a late-night edition. We are hitting the midnight hour right here on True Conservative Radio. We're located out here in Texas. And hopefully there's enough political junkies out here on midnight that are out here willing to listen to some political conservative commentary out here, because I was originally going to schedule this show at 11:30 p.m., Texas time, but unfortunately there was a schedule screw-up with the whole BTR scheduling process, and as a result it showed that I was supposed to be on at 10:30 or some kind of garbage like that, and there was nobody there to host the damn show. And as a result, we had to reschedule the damn thing. You know, we had to do a whole bunch of impromptu crap. How convenient, by the way. And now we're doing an hour-long show. We may extend the time. It doesn't, I mean, who the hell knows? It's all spontaneous, but that's why we're here in the midnight hour doing a spontaneous show of True Conservative Radio, folks. And hopefully I've got a few conservatives that are out there listening in the midnight hour out here, because we have a lot to talk about this evening. A whole variety of different issues that I have on the agenda. But, of course, folks, this show wouldn't be nothing without insight from the listeners out there. So if you happen to be a long-haired liberal bedwetting hippie or a true conservative, I definitely want to hear from you, folks. Get back to me. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Like I was saying, folks, the reason that this show is spontaneous is because I don't have a set schedule. Because I find that if you have a set schedules are meant to be broken. Specifically, the reason that they're meant to be broken is because, well, with all due respect, I mean, I'm not doing this for the money, all right? I'm doing this for the love of conservatism. I'm doing this for the love of my country. I'm doing this to try to help facilitate debate about subject matters that obviously the mainstream media has overlooked or deliberately neglected. And you see, folks, this is why conservatives have to come together, and that's why I come up on this program, because I know that there are conservatives that listen to this program, and I want you to go out there in your own local community and spread conservative principles, conservative ideology out here. This is why I continue to come up on here, folks, because let me tell you, if we don't do our part, plastering conservatism all over the internet, everywhere we can find a place to post the message, anywhere we can find to discuss the message, we need to do whatever it takes, because that's exactly what these liberal longhairs have done to basically infest us with this damn liberal mentality out here. And that's why you've got males under the age of 30 looking like they popped out of the anal passage of Richard Simmons out here, because the damn feminist movement has infested the minds out here. They've taken over, and I've said it a billion times, but they've taken over the public education system, they've taken over the judicial system, and they've taken the bureaucratic process of government over as well. Anyway, folks, I don't mean to be getting off on a rant there, because we have a whole bunch to discuss this evening, some serious topics, one of which that has piqued my interest, if you will. I've been cruising around the blogosphere, so to speak. I've been out and about trying to patronize liberal media outlets. I've been trying to patronize conservative media outlets. Obviously, I wrote a blog on my blog on ipolitic.net/ghost about a certain program that's on the Blog Talk Radio Network that seems to, I don't know how they're marketing this crap, but they seem to be drawing about 300 or 400 people each time they broadcast. And these people that I discussed in the blog, I can't say the name on the Blog Talk Radio Network or the censors are going to come out and yank my ass off the air. But this broadcast that I'm speaking of specifically, these are all left-wing nut jobs that actually believe. They actually believe that Hillary Rotten Clinton is going to somehow win the nomination in Denver, and the Democratic nomination for president. Somehow she's going to do some under-the-table dealing, or I don't know what in the blue hell they think that's going to happen, but I was there to witness it, folks. I was on the program. As a matter of fact, I wasn't on the program. I just decided to patronize it. I was in the chat room. There were literally 400 or 500 liberal lunatics in the chat room, flapping their fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboards, spreading off all kinds of mindless liberal propaganda, and on top of which, these nimrods actually believe that Hillary is going to win the presidency in 2008, for Christ's sake. And these people are dead serious. I mean, you had 400 to 500 nimrods in a broadcast out here actually believing this crap. And, you know, it's not surprising to me, folks. It's not surprising that that type of ridiculous thinking is prevalent amongst liberals, because liberalism itself is built on some kind of political romance out here. I mean, that's what liberalism is, and that's what I have suggested, folks. Liberalism is an offshoot of communism. That's why I say that communism is a loser political ideology. I mean, it is. I mean, that's why you've got a whole flock of loser people flocking to liberalism out here, because they don't want to take responsibility for themselves. They don't want to do nothing for themselves. They want government to give them everything: their car, their house, their job, their wife, their damn girlfriend, their goldfish. They want to give them everything. They don't want to take responsibility for themselves, folks, and that's what the conservative movement is about. It's about taking responsibility for yourself. It's about instilling some sort of moral integrity in yourself. It's about raising your family, shielding your children from violence and sexual depravity. These are the conservative principles. And I know I said previous that I wasn't going to go off on a rant, but unfortunately that went out the window. But I wanted to let everybody know that liberalism is a sick, twisted mentality out here. And like I was alluding to earlier, when I was hearing that broadcast on the Blog Talk Radio Network, that literally drew in 400, 500 liberal longhairs to congregate in the show, and I can't say the show name because you got the Blog Talk Radio censors out here ready to push the button on yours truly. But you can read about it on the blog, ipolitic.net/ghost. You can read about what broadcast I'm talking about specifically, because let me tell you, you'd be surprised. If you happen to see this broadcast on the Blog Talk Radio Network at any time, you're going to be in complete awe, freaking awe at how many liberal nut jobs are congregating in the show and on the chat room. And you're going to be in complete awe at the fat fingers that are being pounded on the keyboard, only to regurgitate nothing but a bunch of liberal, long-haired hippie talking points and a bunch of neurotic nutjob garbage about Hillary Clinton winning the presidency in 2008, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And you see, folks, and if you happen to be a Blog Talk Radio a host or somebody who has a broadcast, I challenge you, you go ahead and be critical about another host on the Blog Talk Radio Network, even when you know for a fact that these people that are spreading out all kinds of propaganda are false. All right, and that's what I've been real critical about on the Blog Talk Radio Network. That's why I'm hated around these parts, because I'm a true conservative, and I am witnessing firsthand people that are dressing up in conservative clothing, spewing out a bunch of liberal propaganda. And what's unfortunate about it is this method, this reverse psychology method, has been effective. And you've got a whole group of conservatives out here. These are right-wing conservative people that believe in conservative principle that are out here going to actually vote for John Turncoat McCain, because they actually have these conservative or so-called conservative mouthpieces out here spewing off nothing but a bunch of liberal crap. And that's why I come up on here, folks. If you're a true conservative, please reconsider if you're going to vote for John Turncoat McCain. I'm not saying to vote for Obama, and we're going to get to Obama here in a second. But don't vote for any of these damn liberals for presidency. I've already written off the damn presidential candidacy. I've written it off. All right? I mean, I'm not even going to vote for it. I might even just mark in some crap. I might vote for Yosemite Sam or some crap. I'm going to mark in my vote because I'm not voting for any of these liberal pieces of trash. And that's what I'm suggesting. This is why I come up on here. I'm trying to hope that we can get conservatives to come together, all right, on a local level, on a state level, on a national level, to try to become a force at the ballot box. That's the only way the conservative movement is going to retake the minds of America. Because let me tell you something, folks. The argument is on our side, folks. We are on the right side of the argument because we're preaching morality out here. All right? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about moral integrity. We're talking about shielding children from sexual predators, sexual depravity, and violence. I mean, this is what we are, folks. We're conservatives. We're in the right. Don't let these damn liberals make you think that you're something that you're not, because that's the whole concept of liberalism, is agitation, and that's all they're good for, folks. That's all they're damn good for. And you can tell any damn long-haired liberal bedwetting tree-hugging hippie I said that. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry to get off on that rant. Anyway, we're going to get back to the subject at hand here. And if you want to chime in about it, please, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. The reason I did this show here is because I'm reading a lot of blogs, specifically on ipolitic.net, which seems to have a big influx of conservatives joining that community, which I really much appreciate. But a lot of bloggers on ipolitic.net seem to be blogging really harshly against Barack Hussein Obama. And the criticisms that are coming from the conservatives on this website comes from the fact that Barack Hussein Obama's rise to power is very peculiar, very suspicious, if you will. I mean, and let me tell you, I'm right on the conservative boat when it comes to that, because let me tell you, all Barack Obama has been saying, with all due respect to all you Barack Obama supporters out there, the only thing that he's saying is change. Change, change, change. He hasn't laid out one clear-cut issue on what he's down with, so to speak. He hasn't defined his political ideology. I mean, even the damn liberals are a little afraid of what in the hell Barack Obama is going to do at this point. They don't know whether he's going to pick a damn Republican vice president. They don't know what in the blue hell he's going to do out here. And I think that this is a cult of personality is what we have out here, a cult of personality, because I can't explain the rise of popularity of Barack Hussein Obama other than the fact that people, I don't know. I mean, I had a woman call in 4 or 5 months back saying that she's going to vote for Barack Hussein Obama because he's got nice teeth. And you see, these are the trivial mentality. This is the trivial mentality we're dealing with when it comes to the mainstream voter out here. I mean, it's sick out here. I mean, one woman said that she's going to vote for Barack Hussein Obama because he's got nice teeth. Another one told me that I'm going to vote for him because he looks presidential. He looks official. I mean, what in the blue hell does that mean? I mean, let's hear about the man's politics. How about that? Let's hear about what he stands for, what the hell he's going to do to this country. He keeps talking about change, change, change. It sounds to me that the only thing left after his presidency is going to be the change in your pocket, folks. And I just don't understand why in the blue hell nobody is talking about it. Let's talk about true issues out here. All right? I mean, look, I don't mean to be hating on Barack Hussein Obama, all right? He seems fairly articulate, all right? I mean, great, he went to Harvard, whoop-de-doo, all right? I mean, but with all due respect to Mr. Obama, when he was in the Illinois Senate or whatever seat he had, he didn't change one thing in Illinois. As a matter of fact, with all due respect to my friends in Illinois, Illinois is the same crap hole that it's been since the beginning of the damn union. All right, and I don't understand what precedents Obama has set for us to trust this man to facilitate a good change or some kind of a change that's going to progress humanity, going to progress the United States of America as a country. And this is what's been very much highlighted in the blogs at ipolitic.net about Barack Obama, is that it's very precarious what has happened into this man here. 200,000 people in Germany were literally goose-stepping to this moron. I don't know if you saw the damn pictures, but his media people made sure that everyone saw that crap. Huh? And you saw all those damn Germans, sitting there goose-stepping, hey, Obama! I mean, give me a break, folks. All right, let's get down to realism here, okay? Let's stop, let's put the damn remote control down, turn off the boob tube, and start doing your own research. Start doing your own news gathering, information gathering. I mean, if you're within the sound of my voice, obviously you're on the internet. Stop searching for pornography. Stop trying to finger bang Miss Annie Mae Rottencrotch on the chat room out there and start reading. Start learning something, for Christ's sake. Start understanding the system that runs our everyday life out here, the political system, the American system. This is what we need. Remember, this government belongs to you. This is a government by the people, for the people. But what's unfortunate about it is that the people have fallen asleep at the wheel. I hate to keep repeating this crap, but they've fallen asleep. I read in an online article about 5 or 6 months ago, that the average high school student that graduates believes, and I don't know where they got this statistic. You can look up the article if you like. I read it. I know it's out there. You can look it up. But it suggested that the average high schooler that graduates believes that in World War II, the United States fought on the side of the Nazis against the communists. And this is what our public education is teaching our children out here. I mean, this is what I'm talking about when it comes down to falling asleep at the wheel, folks. And it seems like everybody has done so, and it makes me want to puke, and it should make you want to puke. Anyway, get back to me, 646-652-4869. We're talking about Barack Hussein Obama's rise to power and how it's dangerous and semi-cult of personality out here. If you beg to differ with that, by all means, give me a call. If you happen to be a long-haired liberal bedwetter that's going to vote for this piece of trash, I'd like for you to go and give me a call right now. Give me some substance. Tell me what he stands for other than change. I mean, it makes me want to puke. All right, let's talk about real issues here. If you happen to be a Barack Hussein Obama supporter, give me a call. Give me a damn call right now. I want to know what he stands for, all right? I mean, not even his own liberal long hairs know what he stands for. I mean, have you heard on the mainstream media? And I know that you folks, I know I'm critical of the mainstream media, but I strongly advise you just to watch it as political theater, folks, because it's not legitimate news. It's not legitimate information. Just look at it like entertainment, because that's exactly what the mainstream media is doing to your ass. They're entertaining you so you can keep your eyes on the channel so they can shove more advertisements down your throat. But just take a look at the mainstream media. Even in the mainstream media, the damn liberal longhairs are afraid what the hell Obama's going to do. They don't know whether or not he's going to choose a damn Republican vice president, for Christ's sake. I mean, which would be unbelievable. I mean, he's a loose cannon out here, and you've got every moron, every Nimrod out here in America bowing down for ridiculous collateral matters. Because he looks presidential. Because he has a nice swirly tie. I like that little swirly tie. He's got nice teeth. I mean, I want to hear from you, folks. I mean, by all means, give me a call. And by all means, go to my website, ipolitic.net/ghost. I'm going to be blogging about this here after this show. And I think that it's just an unbelievable phenomenon out here. I just don't understand. I don't understand why nobody in America, you go into any one of these Blog Talk Radio Network shows out here that are political in nature. It really doesn't matter what side of the political persuasion that you want to patronize. Both sides, it really doesn't matter. They ain't talking about crap. They're not talking about a damn thing. I mean, all they're talking about is ridiculous collateral nonsense that really isn't going to make one bit of difference for America. I mean, here we are, we're suffering through an economic downturn out here, or I should say an economic slide down socialist path, if you want my personal opinion on it. Why are we going through a bad economic time? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that, folks. First of all, we're putting ourselves in debt because we're giving out countless entitlement programs to a bunch of losers out here, on top of which we're spending countless amounts of cash on a war that we don't even know what the end goal is. I mean, I was for the war, folks. Believe me, I was for the Iraq war. I was for the Afghanistan war. I understand that this is a war against ideology. But at this point, folks, what I don't seem to understand is why none of our power-hungry autocrat politicians that we're sending to Washington aren't helping to repay some of this debt that we've incurred liberating these people. I mean, here we are. The American troops are on Iraq soil. Iraq, underneath that country, is the second largest oil deposit in the world. And why nobody, whether it's a politician, whether it's a group, an interest group, a person, why nobody is talking about the Iraqi government either giving us oil and we'll chop it off their tab, or forcing the Iraqi parliament to sell that oil on the world market and having us pay us back. Pay us back, you Iraqi bastards. I mean, the redcoats, the damn Brits, those damn tea drinkers, they paid us back during World War II, and I thank those tea drinkers. I love a limey, and they're good people. But I'm talking about, this Iraqi ridiculous excuse of a parliament out here. I mean, we need to force these guys to say, hey, wait a minute, all right? I mean, we got, several thousand dead of our people. We got, 40,000 maimed or casualty? Why don't you repay us back for us liberating your stupid asses, all right, with all due respect, of course. All right? How about repaying our debt? Because let me tell you something, folks. It's our debt that is kind of degrading the integrity of our currency. That's why you have people in New York, or high-end retailers in New York City, that are out there right now only accepting euro dollars. This is in New York City. You go out to some of the mainstream retailers, they're only exclusively accepting euros. And the reason they're accepting euros is because the integrity of the dollar is a little shaky, based on a lot of things. I've already made one of those points apparent about our outrageous spending. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the credit crunch out here. Let's talk about how everybody's, trying to live with the Joneses out here, trying to live like the Joneses. $5,000 plasma screen TVs, $50,000 cars, $300,000 homes. All right? I mean, there is a tremendous amount of debt in America out here, and that's another thing that's depleting the economy, so to speak. And on top of which, we don't produce anything as a country anymore, folks. Don't you understand that, I don't know if it was this year or last year, we set an unprecedented economic precedent. All right? We actually consume more than we produce. I mean, can you believe that crap? I mean, we were actually producing more in the Great Depression than we are right now. And you see, this is what I'm talking about. We need more entrepreneurial business. We need more investment in America. I mean, we need to take these damn countries that we have these imbalanced trade deals with, we need to take them back to the negotiating table and say, hey, wait a minute. All right, you need to renegotiate some of these imbalanced trade deals. We're the ones consuming all your goods, and all you're doing is closing up shop to our ass. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. These are real issues, folks, that we need to talk about out here. And, of course, what are these power-hungry autocrat politicians talking about? Huh? What are they talking about? They're talking about absolute horse crap. That's what they're talking about. And it makes me sick, and that's why whenever I see a politician on the TV screen, I want to spit in their face. I want to spit in their face because they're literally, politicians are soulless cash whores. That's what they are, soulless cash whores. And the only way that they are going to stay abiding by any kind of true conservative principle is if they know that there is a group, a force of people that can unelect their asses at the ballot box. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, folks, I know I'm going off on a rant here, folks, but this is true conservative radio, okay? I don't care what political persuasion you have, all right? I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. It really doesn't matter what side you choose in this day and age. It's liberalism all the way around. All right, so if you think that you're getting something else by going with either side, you're not getting a damn thing. All right, and the bottom line is, folks, is that conservatives are not the bad guys. I know a lot of people, especially the liberals out here, they want to paint conservatives out to be religious zealots. They want to paint conservatives out to be, people that want to oppress society. They try to paint most conservatives to being the equivalent of the American Taliban, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Conservatives are on the right of the persuasion. You have to understand, folks, we are not advocating anything outrageous. We're actually pro-freedom. I mean, don't you understand that? I mean, we actually want lower taxes. We want more conservative values, conservative principles being implemented in society out here. And what does that mean? It means very simply, folks, we don't want to see at 7 p.m. on network television during the family hour, we don't want to see sexual depravity being broadcasted to us into our living rooms. We don't want to see ridiculous violent acts on television being broadcast to the family out here. I mean, what's wrong with that? You see, that's what I try to tell every liberal that tries to talk against conservatives. I ask them that. I say, what's wrong with shielding our children from sexual predators, sexual depravity, and violent acts? What's wrong with that? And you know what these liberals say? They don't say anything. Because they know we're yanking their asses out of the authoritarian closet, folks. This is all a deliberate plan. I didn't believe this at first, okay? Folks, I am not a conspiracy theorist, all right? I hated conspiracy theorists, as a matter of fact. But you can tell, just by the way things are going, the way government is conducting itself, the way the people are dumbing down, the way the media is feeding us all these grotesque images, this is obviously a deliberate attempt to make us into a bunch of ridiculous heathens that can't do anything for ourselves, so it's going to make us more dependent on government. And they've done it with the feminist movement, folks, and I don't want to get into that. For you folks that listen to me on a consistent basis, you know I despise the feminist movement. You know why I do. And if you'd like to hear some of my views on it, I suggest you go into the archive and listen to some of them, because I'm sure that most of the listeners that are listening are going to say, oh, here he goes again. But it bears repeating, folks, like I've suggested, we've got to talk about feminism. We've got to talk about liberalism, because this is what is bolstering the damn Obama cult of personality. I mean, this is what it is right here. I mean, all that propaganda, all that ridiculous nonsense, all the methods of agitation that we've come to know and love from the left, this is what is bolstering Barack Hussein Obama's rise to power. It's definitely not political substance. Because if it was political substance, folks, I don't think that he'd have as much opposition as he's having currently. I mean, the media wants to paint a picture as if this guy is the second coming or something. But with all due respect, I mean, he doesn't have a track record of doing diddly squat. I mean, here he was, I don't know how long he was out there in Illinois, and Illinois hasn't changed one bit. All right? Illinois has got screwed up problems. I mean, they can't even regulate their own state budget. I don't even want to get into it. All right? I like Chicago. I like Illinois. I don't mean to disrespect those folks out there. I'm just saying that Barack Hussein Obama hasn't, brought a halo over Chicago. All right? And that's all I'm suggesting. I mean, the way the man's talking out here, his rhetoric, his change malarkey, you would think that this man is going to come down and wave a magic wand and make everybody damn billionaires, for Christ's sake. And this is what these Nimrods are actually thinking in their stupid liberal minds out here. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I just don't understand it, folks. And this is why I'm talking about it, folks. I got a lot of conservatives out here that I'm reading on the ipolitic.net website, which is the only website that hasn't kicked me off of their social networking internet little web website there. They haven't kicked me off because I'm an unapologetic anti-liberal. I'm an unapologetic anti-feminist, and this is the only damn community that hasn't kicked me off. Yours truly was kicked off of MySpace, folks. And, you know, it's amazing to me, and I hate to keep bringing this up, but I'm taking it kind of personal, folks. I'm taking it kind of personal because I'm a conservative. I never thought that my views would be deemed radical in any day and age. I never thought it'd be radical to think, oh, I'm for the family. All right, I believe that the marriage is a sacred union between a man and a woman. I never thought I'd be chastised for that. I never thought I'd be looked at cross-eyed for trying to shield children from violence and sexual depravity. I never thought anybody would look at me cross-eyed for that crap. But let me tell you something, folks. All I did on MySpace was what I'm doing right now on ipolitic.net. I was just expressing my political persuasion. All right? I even had a player play the last broadcast I did on the Blog Talk Radio Network. You can hear it right there, or you used to be able to hear it on the MySpace page. But it seems to me that some feminist, some bull-nosed, hairy-armpitted bull-dyke, or some fruity-ass Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies fruit bowl up in the higher echelon of MySpace corporate bureaucracy out here didn't like yours truly talking about anti-feminism, anti-liberalism. And what did they do to me, folks? They deleted my account. They erased me. Huh? Like I never even existed. That's kind of authoritarian. Didn't Stalin used to do that? Huh? Didn't Stalin used to do that kind of crap whenever you talked against him or you were a threat to his power? What happened? You conveniently went away and never were heard from again. It's kind of scary, folks. It really is kind of scary. And you know what really sucks is that you can go on MySpace right now and see about 1 million scantily clad young bimbos showing off their private parts practically on the pictures that they display on MySpace. But because I am suggesting that that type of activity is wrong, because I'm suggesting that the American family is worth being saved, because I'm suggesting that we need to shield our children from such depravity, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. I just don't understand this crap, folks. I really try to give people the benefit of the doubt. You know, I really try to say, well, you know, maybe they got a little butt hurt or whatever the case might be, you know, but I can't. I can't do it. I cannot do it, folks. Anyway, I'm sorry, folks. I know I'm kind of flustered here. But I'm a true conservative living in a damn liberal world out here. And let me tell you, the liberalization of America just barely happened here within the past 15 to 20 years. That's right, it's happened within the past 15 to 20 years. And I hate to bring this back up, okay, because I know that Bill Clinton is long and gone. And I hate to bring him back up because it gives the man more precedence than he's worth. But you have to take into consideration the leader of the greatest country on the planet, okay, redefining sexual relations. I think that when this man started redefining sexual relations, that was the downfall of society. I mean, haven't you noticed that, you know, we've digressed in a spiral direction, in a spiraling downward direction, because old Slick Willie out here tried to redefine the whole concept of sexual relations out here? And then we wonder why our damn children are becoming a bunch of deviants out here. I mean, that's why, folks. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. We have moral bankruptcy because the people that have been projected as leaders, people that have been projected to us as people to follow out here, are nothing but a bunch of depraved sexual addicts out here. They're a bunch of unethical, adulterous, sinful freak shows out here. And that's what I'm talking about. I mean, we got to discuss these things because the only way we're going to make a change and the only way that true conservative principles are going to be held as the norm out here in America is if we continue to try to facilitate debate amongst everyone in America out here. And it doesn't matter what side of the political persuasion you are on. You've got to open your mind a little bit, folks, okay? I know that, you may hold loyalty to the Republican Party. You may hold loyalty to the Democratic Party. But you need to understand that America is going down. And if you think that America was better right now than in any other time in history, then you have obviously been anesthetized with the liberal propaganda. I mean, you're probably, worshiping a picture of Karl Marx and Frederick Engels right now. You are so anesthetized with damn liberalism, excuse me. And it's sick. Now, I'm looking here in the chat room, and I wanted to thank everybody for tuning in. Let me give everybody a quick shout-out out here. We got No Compromise, like what's going on, like usual. We got a guest in here, Sean McCaskill. What's going on? UPS driver, what's going on? The Ozone, what's going on? And General Rachel, how you doing? But I'm looking here in the chat room, and they're having a discussion about John Turncoat McCain. Because we do have a lot of conservatives that listen in, folks, and let me tell you, the true conservatives that listen in to True Conservative Radio do not like John McCain. And any true conservative can see right through this piece of trash. And look, I'm not trying to discredit John McCain's war record. I think he was a patriot. He went out, served his country, and thank you very much. We appreciate it. But you're a liberal, McCain. You're a damn liberal. I can see right through it. I mean, just look at the legislation that you passed. I mean, McCain-Lieberman. I mean, give me a break, folks. I mean, don't you people understand that Lieberman was the idiot that ran for vice president with that ridiculous moron that thinks he damn invented the internet, Al Gore? I mean, don't you remember that crap? Wake up! I mean, let's listen to some other McCain legislation. McCain-Feingold. Feingold being one of the most liberal pieces of trash on that side of the aisle. McCain-Feingold. Let me tell you something, folks. If you really want to talk technically about McCain-Feingold, McCain-Feingold literally takes the First Amendment and wipes it on the butt crack of John McCain and Feingold over there, because that's exactly what they did with that bill. They wiped their derrieres with the First Amendment with McCain-Feingold, and I'll never forget that crap. I'll never forget that, and let me tell you, true conservatives should never forget it either. And what's another piece of legislation that John Turncoat McCain is? Oh yeah, McCain-Kennedy. McCain-Kennedy. Unbelievable. I don't even want to go there. I don't even have to say anything. I mean, the name says it for itself. I don't know, folks. I try. I try. But what you find is hurdles everywhere you look. Everywhere you look, you see somebody out here, like during the the primaries of the Republican Party. I know I've suggested this earlier in past shows, but it does bear repeating, because the Republican primaries were a pivotal point in recognizing the hijacking of the Republican Party by the liberals. Now, I don't know if you all recollect this very well, but let me go ahead and refresh your memory. I remember very distinctly when the Republican Party hadn't even named a candidate. It was at the very beginning, and they were having all those debates. They allowed Ron Paul, all right, an isolationist, somebody, and there are. Look, I'll give Ron Paul this. There are some things that he's conservative about. But for the most part, I wasn't really thrilled about his international relations policy. They gave Ron Paul more airtime. They gave Ron Paul more opportunity to fundraise out here than they did true conservatives like Fred Thompson, like Duncan Hunter. I mean, don't you remember that? Don't you remember that you've got true conservatives out here during the Republican primaries, Duncan Hunter, Fred Thompson, and these people were outcasted. They were isolated. They were suppressed by their own party, folks. They weren't given the opportunity to fundraise, all right? They weren't given the opportunity to go out and have the media exposure like everyone else. And this is what I'm talking about. They gave some moron like Ron Paul more airtime, more FaceTime. I mean, you know, if you want to take a look back at how much that bastard was able to raise in funds, I strongly advise you to do a search. This idiot Ron Paul is still sitting on all that fundraising that this idiot was able to generate. I don't know. I don't know, folks. I just don't understand the mentality of America anymore. You know? I just don't understand about the mentality of America anymore. I just think that at times I try to be optimistic and try to say, well, you know what, it's just this generation. Next generation will be better. All we have to do is show that generation that there is an alternative to this liberal filth. There's an alternative to all this liberal filth that is, you know, stinking the air, a foul smell, a foul stench. And that alternative is conservatism. And there's nothing wrong with being a conservative. You see, these liberals, they want to make it wrong to be a conservative, you know? And we got to make sure that we instill this on younger generations and say, hey, wait a minute. All right, the bond between a man and a woman, the marriage is a sacred union, and you've got to respect it. You've got to respect it. I mean, you can't trivialize marriage and have about 4 or 5 different divorces. You can't do that. I know that the liberals are trying to make it okay to do that, but it's not right. All right? It's not right for these women to equate feminism and woman liberation with sexual promiscuousness, with shitting out about 5 or 6 kids from 5 or 6 different fathers, having about 5 or 6 different divorces. It's not okay for these idiot men out here thinking that it's okay to impregnate 5 or 6 different women out here because they think they can do it. All right? It's not right, and this is what we have to relay on the next generation so that they can look back at their parents, you know, or I should say parent. They can look back at their parent and realize that that is a blueprint of what not to do. What not to do. I just don't understand. Anyway, folks, we got about 18 minutes left in the program. 646-652-4869 if you want to get back to me. Like I said, right after this program, I'm going to be blogging on my blog at ipolitic.net/ghost. I'm going to be talking about a variety of different subject matters, and on top of which I strongly advise you to cruise the other conservative blogs, that are on the ipolitic.net site. There's great conservative bloggers out there. I've been, let me tell you something, it's been a breath of fresh air, okay? I mean, because I've been bounced around the internet from MySpace to this to that to Blogspot. I mean, I don't even want to get into how many damn social networking sites that yours truly has been banned from, but it's a breath of fresh air to see so many conservatives out here actually spreading the message of conservatives, of conservative movement. That's what we need, all right? We need some more conservatives either to get together and plaster the message everywhere. Because that's what these liberals do. I mean, the blogosphere is what helped the liberal takeover of not only America, but the damn Republican Party. I mean, this damn radio show used to be called True Conservative Republican Radio, but I dropped the damn Republican out of the name once I saw the blatant hijacking of the Republican Party by liberals. And all these Republicans that are pissed off about it, because you can't even imagine how many Republicans that are on the Blog Talk Radio Network, that are in the blogosphere, that are on the internet, that are out here wanting to, rearrange my face because I'm yanking their asses out of the liberal closet. They hate me. They hate me because I am not going to go against my conservative principles just to abide by my party. Well, you know what? I'm going to drop my party, and I'm going to stick to the conservative principles because that's what I'm about. That's what I've lived my life by, and that's what I think is the right thing to do. That's what I think is the right thing to do. And that's all there is to it, folks. Anyway, 646-652-4869. We got a number. Oh, we got a couple of people that are calling up here. Let me see if I put a couple on the air here. Hello, you're on the air. Dale 386.
Yeah, hi. How you doing?
How's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty good. Listen, if we're talking about Obama and nobody has a problem with him being a world citizen, do we know, in fact, if he is a U.S. citizen?
Well, apparently, according to our makeshift mainstream media, they're trying to shove down our throats that this man is a real citizen. But I mean, and I'm not trying to make any insinuations, but with a name like Barack Hussein Obama, in a day and age when we're sitting over here precarious about terrorism, I would like that fact to be overemphasized for me personally. If he is or not, or if he is or is not a citizen.
Let me ask you another question. If in fact he is a citizen or whatever, or whoever it might be, if a Muslim got elected president, does that not strike you as a possibility to explode themselves up in one of the country's most important buildings?
Well, I don't want to go there, but let me tell you, I have discussed this on this program about, Barack Obama's ties with Islam. I know he did go to a mosque when he was younger. I do know that his first name, Barack, actually has Islamic significance. Barack was the horse that Muhammad rode into heaven or some crap.
Holy
yeah, I'm serious. This is not a joke. I mean, this is serious crap.
That's scary.
I've alluded to this occasionally on my show, but the only reason I don't like to allude to so many things anymore is because I've got the Blog Talk Radio Network censors literally listening to my show, and if I say something too outlandish, they're going to yank me off the air, just like they yanked me off the air when I was talking about a few of these liberal, wannabe conservative women that are passing themselves off as media stars or whatever.
Oh, boy, I get that all the time. My name's Hacker Boy. I'm a Blog Talk Radio paranormal host, and the censorship is really, really there.
You're damn right. I mean, they yanked me off during mid-broadcast because, look, I don't want to say the woman's name. There's a couple of these females that are out here that are supposed sacred cows out here in Blog Talk Radio. They're always featured on the homepage. They think they're media stars or rock stars or whatever. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. But these females take precedent on Blog Talk Radio Network out here, and what they try to do, in my view, because I've heard them, they try to pass off what is deemed or what is labeled conservative, and they try to pump out liberal propaganda in correlation with conservatism. And I try to have a show about that particular subject matter, and lo and behold, one of those hosts, I don't really want to say the name, has the ability to take people off the air. I wasn't aware that this host was somebody who worked for the damn company or whatever in the blue hell, whatever that case might be.
Well, could it be that it is possible they own the doggone thing?
Well, I don't think they own it. This Alan Levy or whatever his name is the one who supposedly owns it. But what I don't understand is what is the bar? What's the litmus test to actually give people authority here on Blog Talk Radio Network? Because with all due respect to the Blog Talk Radio Network, which I appreciate their service, I think it's a decent service, but what I don't appreciate is they're claiming that it's Citizen Broadcast Network, and yet when you attempt to facilitate debate with another broadcaster, they can take you off the air for that crap.
Yeah, that sounds like Big Brother listening to you.
They do. They do listen to me. I know they do. They give me emails all the time. They tell me to call them all the time. And what do I want to do? I'm going to call up some Blog Talk Radio corporate jerk ass and talk about what?
Yeah, right. Yeah. What do you want? What do you want from me, buddy?
I just don't understand. I don't mean to get off on that tirade there, but let me tell you. In a day and age when we're living in America, when America is supposed to emphasize unalienable rights that were given to us by our forefathers, one of them is the freedom of speech, I find it funny that I can't go anywhere on the Internet and say my political persuasion without the threat of being either taken off the air or completely deleted from the website.
Absolutely.
I don't understand. I mean, do you have any idea why that is? I mean, is it because liberalism has infected the corporate echelon of most companies? What's going on? What's your suggestion?
Well, I'll tell you what, and that's interesting that you bring that up because my paranormal show investigates topics such like that. And as far as I know, some of the shows on Blog Talk Radio are literally extremely indecent. But they continue. Now, if those guys are being dropped off and knocked off, that's fine. But if you've got an agenda and you're moving forward, the reason why it's happening is there's an image that they're trying to uphold that goes against what they are trying to uphold, if that makes any sense.
No, I agree. I don't know if it has something to do with a liberal face or what the case might be, because let me tell you, I'm the only true conservative. There are obviously there's people in the chat room that have come to know my program, and I appreciate their patronage. There's a lot of conservatives in the chat room right now, but before I started seeing conservatives patronize my chat room, before it was nothing but a bunch of liberal agitators, or it was people that were supposedly Republicans that just don't like my conservative ideology. Hey,
buddy, they're trying to shut us down, man.
I can see it. Believe me, I can see it, man. Anyway,
yeah,
do you want to say your show on here? Give yourself a plug here.
Sure, yeah. I'm Hacker Boy. I'm a paranormal talk show host. We're actually we're nationwide. We are investigating the Blog Talk Radio Network, but like you said, if we're going to do business, you can't cut me off the air.
Well, according to them, they think they can because it's a private company or something. I don't know. You know what? I really don't care. I don't care either. Yeah, I'm just saying that, you know, I'm just letting people know what's happening out here, and I advise people that, you know, what we need to do is continue to spread, as far as my message or the conservative message is concerned, we need to spread the conservative message out here and take the filth off television, take the sexual depravity off of mainstream media. We need to shield our children from sexual predators and all the filth that is just exposed to them on a consistent basis. And I don't understand why most of these people that have kicked yours truly off of their website, their community, or their web show or whatever, why I'm the bad guy because I'm advocating these things.
Well, you're the bad guy because you're right, man. That's why. If you're right, you're the bad guy.
I agree, man. I appreciate your calling, man.
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off there, sir. Sorry about that, man. I didn't mean to, but I only got about 7-8 minutes left, and I wanted to cut it down. I appreciate your commentary there, Hacker Boy, and I know you have a paranormal show. Everybody look out for Hacker Boy's paranormal show, and I appreciate the commentary, appreciate the call. Didn't mean to cut you off once again, but we got about 7 minutes left here, and I wanted to end the show on this note right here, okay? I know that I've been kicked off of a lot of social networking sites, and like I've alluded to earlier, I was taken off the air of the Blog Talk Radio Network because of a lot of reasons, so to speak. But I'm not too bitter about it because I'm pretty much used to it. But what they wanted to accomplish by banning me, by stopping my broadcast, by kicking me off of social networking sites, they wanted to stop me from continuing the message. That's the whole point. They wanted to agitate. They wanted me to get frustrated and say, you know what, screw this. Well, you know what, screw you, because I'm not stopping a damn thing. And I strongly advise everybody who's out there who's a true conservative, please, do it for your family, do it for your country, and do it for everyone who's a true conservative out there. Plaster that damn message all over the internet. All over the place. And I'm talking about writing blogs, writing in forums, going into chat rooms, doing whatever it takes to go out there and try to change minds out here, all right? Because I'm telling you, we are at a pivotal point here in American history. I mean, we can either go up or down from this way forward. And I'm telling you, folks, there's still a long way down. There's a lot of jerkasses out here with a Kentucky Fried Chicken grease thumb up their poop chute, thinking that this is the end of the bad, that there's not going to be anything worse that could happen. There's a damn lot worse that can happen, folks. And that's why I'm so critical, and the conservatives at ipolitic.net are so critical about Barack Hussein Obama, because we don't even know this idiot. We don't even know his politics. We don't know what the hell he's about. Oh, yeah, sure, you got a bunch of liberals bowing down to this moron like he's Karl Marx. Oh, great. Oh, great, you got a whole bunch of Germans goose-stepping to this moron, 200,000 Germans goose-stepping, saying hip-hop hooray for damn Barack Hussein Obama, but who gives two rats' asses? Let's talk about some politics, for Christ's sake. Let's talk about issues that are going to affect you, that are going to affect me, that are going to affect our future, that are going to affect our children, that are going to affect our children's future. Let's talk about that, for Christ's sake. Take that word change and shove it up your ass, Obama. I'm sorry to get so damn vulgar, man, but let me tell you, this is a scary time in American history out here. I don't know where the hell we're going. I don't know what the hell we're doing. I mean, the Republican Party has pretty much abandoned conservatives. I mean, they are painting the picture that conservatives are nothing but a bunch of religious zealots out here, and it's absolutely ridiculous and ludicrous to even think about that as a legitimate notion out here. And that's why I come up on here all the time, folks, and I strongly advise you, if you have a blog talk radio show, go out there and push that conservatism. All right? Push that conservatism, folks, because we need to. We really need to, folks. Once again, there's 4 minutes left in the program, folks. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Like I said, I don't have a consistent time frame when I do this show. It's basically rather spontaneous. And the reason that is because I don't want the Blog Talk Radio Network to, I don't know, make sure that there's a censor during a specific time when I'm on the air or anything of that nature. And at the same time, folks, I'm not doing this for any kind of money, so to speak. I could give a rat's ass. You know, you got all these people, and that's why I'm critical about some of these people that are on specifically the Blog Talk Radio Network that think they're media stars or rock stars or whatever they think they are out here. Here are these people trying to use this venue to try to become some sort of a damn internet mogul, and they're trying to use politics as a disguise to get them there, folks. Let me tell you something. I have no damn monetary agenda, all right? I've lived a long time already, all right? I'm a businessman. I have children. I have grandchildren. I'm not like these morons out here that are pumping you full of a bunch of malarkey just so you can keep listening and stay faithful to their show so you can put more coin in their pocket. That's not Ghost, folks, and that never will be Ghost. And let me tell you, that's why I appreciate this ipolitic.net website, because I'm not going to get banned from it. And if they do ban me from it, I want my money back because I purchased the very first membership to the damn thing on eBay. Which I'm sorry if the creator happens to be listening. Don't take it personal. But you have to forgive me for being a little bit suspicious about being banned. I've been banned from MySpace, taken off the Blog Talk Radio Network, Blogspot, all these other damn social networking sites. So you can't blame me for being a little suspicious. Anyway, folks, keep the conservative movement alive. I want to thank everyone for tuning in with me this evening. Please bookmark the webpage, ipolitic.net/ghost. I'm going to be blogging here. I might even be in the chat room out there, so if you happen to be a long-haired liberal bedwetting hippie and you've got yourself a pair and you think that you can battle wits with me, meet me in the ipolitic.net chat room out there, and I'll make you look like a mental midget. I will make you look lower than a leprechaun's nutsack, and that's pretty damn low, folks. That's pretty damn low. So let me tell you, folks, like I said, conservative movement, we need to spread the message. If you're a conservative, please do some blogging, please do some forum posting, go into chat rooms, make liberals look lower than Roseanne Barr chasing after a greasy-ass cheeseburger with her fat hands tied behind her back. Do whatever it takes to spread the conservative message. And I want to extend an extensive amount of gratitude out there to the conservative women that are listening to this program. Let me tell you something. You conservative women are the heart of the conservative movement. And I'm telling you, I understand how hard it is to be a conservative woman in America with all the inducement of feminism and liberalism, with people that are close to you, that are trying to advise you to go against your own principle because it's the normal thing to do. Well, let me tell you, I wrote a blog about it here on the blog, or excuse me, on ipolitic.net/ghost, and I wanted to extend a sincerest gratitude and thank you and appreciation for every conservative woman out there. You are You are the backbone. You are the heart of the conservative movement, and I thank you very much for being conservative. Anyway, folks, like I said, I'm going to be on ipolitic.net. That's ipolitic.net. I'm going to be there blogging. I'm going to be in the chat room. So if you happen to be a conservative or if you happen to be a liberal, bedwetting hippie, whatever the case might be, meet me in the damn chat room, and I will put some damn substance on the debating table that it'll break the damn four legs on the son of a bitch. Excuse my French. Anyway, folks, thank you very much. And by all means, get a free ipolitic.net membership and start blogging if you're a conservative. Anyway, bookmark the page, ipolitic.net/ghost. Long live the conservative movement and death of feminism. Until next time, folks.
A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.